one thing, the one where you go and meet the person one-on-one. But there are more strategies we deploy. And one of them that I love to talk about so much that I think is one of the best is social network testing. And with data, it shows us that that strategy has helped us meet individuals that are unable to meet. It's one of the best strategies. Social network testing. It's believed that is domestic violence services, PrEP, STI treatment, and the likes. So you have to monitor, you have to look at the client, listen to what they're saying, and watch their body language. Obtain informed consent. So even when you've noticed anything in them, or you think they need XYZ, obtain consent first of all from them before you go ahead with anything. If you notice any form of domestic violence, any form of violence, please report it. Please let them know that, okay, XYZ that you're going through, it's actually a sign of domestic violence. It's a sign of XYZ. Do you want us to raise an alarm about it or not? So you have to check for all those little things. Again, monitor and report. Do you understand? Monitor and report. An example of monitoring and reporting is what? You test someone, the person is HIV positive. The test kit says it, but are you documenting those things? Even when the person refuses treatment, are you documenting it? Like we always say, what's not written is not what? Done. Next, please. I told you guys about the social network testing. Please read for us. Read for us quickly the first paragraph.
Social network testing (SNT) is when HIV positive and or high-risk HIV negative person, particularly from key populations, are enlisted as
recruiters
to identify individuals
from their social,
sexual, and drug-using network.
Yeah. So you also know people who use drugs are also considered high risk too. Do we know that?
Yes.
Drug users, both the ones who inject and the ones that high risk. Okay. Next. So counseling skills and elements and principles. Counseling skills, elements, and principles. No, I think I should take common. Let's take common sexual practice first before we do counseling. I want to do counseling and communication last. Counseling and communication is very easy. So let me take common sexual practice. Then we go to communication and counseling skills. I will call it a day. Okay? So a quick brief from what we've done. We've done an overview of HTS. We all know what HTS is, the HIV testing services, right? Yes. We all know the modes of transmission, right? Yes. We all know who should get the HIV test done, who is eligible for the HIV test, right? We also talked about the symptoms and signs of HIV, right? We also spoke about what HIV means, what AIDS means. We also spoke about the virus, right? How the virus multiplies in the body, what the virus does in the body, right? When someone gets infected with HIV, the virus attacks the what?
White blood cells.
Good. The virus attacks the what?
White blood cells.
Yes, white blood cells. And when it attacks the white blood cells, what happens to the body? Good. The immune system. Clap hands for yourselves. Clap hands for yourself now. No, exit.
Just press exit.
Yeah, let's do that again. Yes, 234. Let me look for it. It's a lot. Introduction to key population. Okay, I know how to break it. Okay, so introduction to key population for HIV in Nigeria. Wait, I think we have to take this first, then take common sexual practices. But give me a minute. Anything that needs explanation from the first. So common sexual practices and HIV risk. Next. I'm going to explain the sexual behaviors that are practiced by MSM. MSMs are key population. The reason why they picked MSM, men who have sex with men.
What?
Men who have sex with men. I did not say gay. I said men who have sex with men. Is they occupy the highest space in the graph of the key population. So under the key population, we have the female sex workers, we have the people who inject drugs, we have the men who have sex with men, we have which other ones? There used to be prisoners and fishermen, and also commuters, truck drivers, people that drive the buses from Lagos to Enugu to. Who can tell me why they're on the list? Yes, because they're always on the move. And then the only thing they do for fun is probably when they need to take a break in a particular state. And most times the fun is what? Sex, right? And most times they don't even use protection. So they used to be, but now they're out of it. We have the prisoners. Why are they there? They lock them up for one second. They used to give prisoners condoms. That is very, I don't know about that, but prisoners used to be there, but we took them out. So now it's MSM, female sex workers, people who inject drugs, and also the transgenders, but we're going to leave that out. So let's start with this. So we explain the various sexual behaviors that are practiced by MSM, explain different levels of risk associated with some sexual practices by MSM, understand that anal sex is practiced by both who? Understand that anal sex is practiced by both who? By what?
Men.
By who?
Men with women and men with men.
What's anal sex?
Having sex through the anus.
Thank you. Please, then I ask question. Let's go straight to the point of that. Having sex through the anus. Recognizing different rules during anal sex. During anal sex, someone is what? The inceptive. Someone is what?
Receptive.
We know the difference, Abi?
Yes.
One they give, the other one they collect.
Yes.
That's what it means. Discussing sexual practices with your clients. This is a topic you must always discuss with your clients. So when a client is in front of you and you're having your protest counseling, it is your job to ask the client how many sex partners you have and what type of sex do you engage in. So you could meet a client that will tell you that I have not had vaginal sex for the past 5 years, but she's down with an STI or a virus. What should be in your mind next? Anal sex. And do you know the reason why they do that? Most times.
Marriage.
Keeping virginity to marriage.
Yeah.
Some are reserving, they don't want to have a vagina. In fact, some don't want to have vagina with someone who is not the actual partner. They would rather have anal sex with the other person. Yes, it happens. And this is just different examples though. Some main reason is they enjoy anal sex compared to vaginal sex. Yes, some of them, that's the reason. Some of them, because the Oga that came to meet me this night in the hotel, normally they used to pay me 15K, but this Oga told me, if you give me anal sex, I will give you 750,000 naira. Who are you to say no? You want to tell her don't try it again? Will you give her 750,000 naira? Money for 3 months. I made it in one night. In fact, if this I'll be calling the Oga, how far? You know they come to me. But guess what? It is none of our business. What is our business here? Our business here is to tell them whatever sexual practice you are involved in, you have to be safe. You have to be safe. It is none of your business. Next. What is sexual behavior? Everybody
Sexual behavior includes physical intimacy that involves sexual
Can we
contact
do this
between.
together? Can we do this together, please? No, go back. Yeah, I want you to zoom it out the same way you did the last time.
Okay.
No, a little bit back. Okay, I think it's okay. Okay, so what's sexual behavior? Everybody?
Sexual behavior includes any form of physical intimacy that involves sexual contact between individuals for the purpose of physical, emotional, and sexual enjoyment. Some sexual behavior may also be directed towards reproduction.
So you can see, not all sexual behavior is directed towards reproduction. Not all of them is even for sexual enjoyment. Not all of them is even for emotional enjoyment. People have different sexual behavior for different reasons. Different reasons. You said it now. For money. Money is not a reason. Money is a reason. Money, for fun. Haven't you heard some people say, oh, I'm testing the waters. I just want to be adventurous. I want to try something new. Different reasons. Some is actually for pleasure. It's for reproduction. It's for enjoyment. For some people, so there are different reasons. Forms of sexual behavior. What are the forms of sexual behaviors that you know? Next. These are the ones we probably are familiar with. I said what? Familiar. What's the first one? Kissing. That one there everywhere now. No big deal. The second one. You know what that is?
Yes.
You know that? Do you know what that is?
Yes.
It's called women. You can see it. All of you don't want to talk. Everybody's doing like. Do you know what this is?
What?
Reading. Using your tongue to pressurize the anus. What's I? People like oral vagina. Oral anal is women. Again, what do we say? We don't want. You can't speak. The other one is called what? Oral vagina. Oral what? They also call it what? Guys, you know this one now. This is very common. In fact, this one is, everybody knows this one very well. The other one is called what? Oral penile, which is what? Blowjob.
BJ.
The other one is anal sex. Like she said, pleasure through the anus. The other one is vaginal sex. Pleasure through the what? Vagina. Mutual and solo masturbation. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
We know masturbation, but which one is mutual?
What is mutual?
Both agree to just
Great. I said great. Mutual and solo. Let me bust your bubble. Do you know where they practice this one more often?
No.
In secondary school, the boys hostel.
Yes.
Yes. This is two male pressurizing themselves, that masturbating together, that rubbing their genitals together with each other. Yes, it happens.
The other one will be rubbing the other.
Both of them rubbing each other together. It's penis. So they come.
So I know because that one is solo and
Mutual and solo.
but mutual can still be man and woman.
Mutual can still be
right?
man and woman.
Yeah, woman to woman too.
Yes, it can still be man and woman. That's where you see, but we call it another thing too at the same time. There's touching. Touching is also very popular. There's something they call it, I can't remember. But there are people who don't need to have penetrative sex, but barely touching and rubbing, it gives them orgasm. It gives them orgasm. So that's why you can see that sometimes, I don't know if you guys have seen videos of when you get someone arrested in the US, you see that pervert who, that okay, just standing by a woman and they're rubbing themselves by the woman, they're literally having orgasm through that. So you in the video, you probably say that the woman doesn't even know what's happening. She's just in the queue. And the next thing she turns, she's like, what the fuck? And the next thing he gets arrested because that's sexual harassment.
Yes.
Standing too. Because so if you look at it, sometimes, so if you look at situations like that, yeah, Sometimes people will ask, this one doesn't get sense. What's the point of this?
Even though some will enter bike.
Enter back the link and it is giving them all the orgasm they need. It's actually a sexual behavior. So we also have what? Fingering. We all know fingering now, don't we? Say with your full chest now. Don't you know fingering? There's the Thai sex too. The Thai sex is quite similar to rubbing and touching. The one where either the girl will tell the guy that I'm not ready to have sex, but you can put your thing in between my thigh and hop on it.
Yes.
They now put.
They
all know. They don't. So when your client is telling you all this is what you be doing. Hey. Exactly, or in between the breasts. When your breasts have to be breast. Phone and internet sex. Oh, we did this one in secondary school, primary school. Don't even laugh. We did it when MTN was doing 3 midnight call. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? I'm wearing pink. The next one is what? Sexual fetishism. Yes, sexual preference for particular objects or part of the body such as feet, hair, article of clothing. So we don't, I would like to say it's quite sad. It's sad and it's good. It's sad it's good in the aspect that a lot of things are not spoken about or being explored in a country like ours because of our culture and tradition. But it's happening. It is actually happening. Now it's also sad because it's happening, but nobody is talking about it, and it's harm to it when nobody talks about it. We just sweep things under the carpet. For instance, one of the sexual the pedophilia is himself or herself, they are always around the victim. It's never far. It's always that uncle or that auntie around. So whenever an issue like that happens, you don't have to look for it. Because what they do, pedophilias, they watch their prey. They watch them, they monitor them. Oh, by this time, my mother would have gone to work. She comes back by 3 p.m. When she's back by 3 p.m., she's going to fetch water by 3:30. She likes sweet or she likes... And a lot of people have different, as of today we will see, some people like rough sex. It's a fetish. You don't like, I don't want any missionary, they want to fuck you like you're a criminal. And that's a fetish. Again, we don't what? We don't. The next one, spanking. We all know that one now. In fact, sometimes it's the people that like the spanking. After you finish having sex with them, they tell you, I don't like the way you speak. Next time, you don't even know how to spank. You don't even know how to do anything. You thought you were being a good boy. Meanwhile, that's what she wants. We have the last one, orgies. Do we know what orgies are? Do we know?
No.
Good. If you don't know, say I don't know. Tell me.
I don't know.
Orgies are group sex. All this one people saying, hey, whom. It dey happen. You don't even know if your neighbor or next door is even doing it. It's group sex. There are people who don't enjoy having sex one-on-one. They like having orgies. They like it when it's 4 people having sex together. Threesome.
It's called orgies.
Orgies. Next, please. Can we read?
Sexual practices.
What happened to it?
Sexual interaction between men and women include a range of behaviors.
Include a range of behaviors. So please, like I said before, we're yet to what? Learn and unlearn. Yes, we know the little we know, we're limited to few, which is what? Mommy and daddy style. As sex and that anyway is finished. Different things happen. One of the craziest experiences I ever had in my life was 2 years ago when I traveled to Berlin, Germany. Those people are on another level. You see this clubbing we're doing in Nigeria, when we go to club, by 1, 2 a.m. we're done. Those people club from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next morning. Where you they get that strength from, I don't know.
Where?
Berlin, Germany.
Oh, Berlin.
And
I have someone there.
the clubs, there is nothing that doesn't happen in them. There is nothing. You turn left, you see people having sex. You turn right, see people dancing naked. You turn, it's so liberal. So when I take us back to when I say it's good and it's also bad, our traditional religion, it's good because it limits us from sin. It's bad because it doesn't allow us to get exposed. So exposure is necessary. The question is what you do with the exposure. You choose to have the morals you want to have and the discipline you want to have, but it's good to be exposed. Next. We've done this. Next. Other types of sexual practices are orgies, which I mentioned. Phone sex, cyber sex. Do you know what cyber sex is? Cyber sex like pornography. Pornography, that people who enjoy videoing themselves while having sex. There are people who enjoy going live.
People having orgies while they watch pornography.
Yes, going live, having sex. Using sex toys. We all know what using sex toy is now.
Yes.
Ladies, of course, they already say yes. No,
Dildo.
Is a woman that will threaten you. See, I will buy you. I will tell you that I will buy you. You don't know what I'm talking about. I will buy something that will be better, that will do the work more than you do. And when they replace you with that toy, your own is finished. Pedophilia, bestiality, and
Sadomasochism.
bestiality that the people who have sex with
It's
animals.
masochism.
That's bestiality.
Yes.
Bestiality, yes.
The ones that go to Dubai. We all know the Dubai story now. When you go to Dubai, the first 2 days, you will see them on the internet. They're entering on the whole shop. They're entering Gucci, Prada, Fenty. They're buying all the designers. Somebody is spoiling them. They're showing you that part of their life on Instagram. Going on boat cruise and everything. After 2 days, in the night, that's when they now get to do everything they want to do. It actually happens. The Arabians do that a lot.
What do they gain? What do they gain?
What they gain from it? They gain money.
Hey, that money, like the people they give me their money. What's their own?
It does not have gain for you, but you have gain for them. I don't understand. You gave someone money that they will come back to Nigeria and they will pay their rent in Ikoyi for 5 years. Ask me what's that gain? Again, our business is we don't care. Listen. We don't care what that gain is, what the benefit is, as long as you are safe. So now somebody that is going to go and do this nonsense, if she goes, I take that back. Somebody that is going to go and do this, if she goes with her condom, her lubricant, her prep, she's fine.
Use a condom with an animal.
Yes, for sure.
It's not if I tell you it's an animal. All you know is you will see me in Nigeria driving my Lamborghini. I go past you go still feel oppressed. It is what my life, it's life, but it's just life. It's really just life. And see, let me tell you something here. Sin does not have measure, just so you know. If I used to lie and you used to do wrongs, it's still the same thing. So that's why you don't waste your time judging. The only thing that I just don't agree with is pedophilia. I feel this is totally wrong. This is a fetish of you having sex with people who can't give consent, who don't have the power to. They love to take people's power. It's a child.
Yes.
So this is the only part I will always judge. Yeah. This one I don't understand too. You have pleasure in sleeping with. You have problems with a dead body. I just feel like your self-esteem is shit. How do you like to sleep with lifeless thing?
All of that.
Because of money.
This one says because of money. It's not any money, anything. No. In fact, the few I saw at a conference 2 years ago, they said their own community. So you know, everybody has a community.
Yeah.
They all have a community, just so you know. They said the easiest way for them to do it is to go and work in mortuaries. Yes, they go and get jobs at mortuaries.
Oh, wait, it's
So that they
not
can have access
there's
to-
no again. Once someone is dead, there's no again.
Yeah, I
Something
think.
has been resolved.
Am I-
Medically, there is no
Sorry, 1 minute, guys.
Yeah.
That's a plan. Yes.
Don't judge. Don't
Don't judge.
It's abnormal.
Everything you're having, maybe your brain is disturbed.
You've had that orgasm. That's home. You've had that orgasm. That's home. It's not what they like. It's not what they like.
They want to be choked.
They want to be choked. They want you to tie them like chicken. They want it for Thanksgiving. It's a sexual practice. So again, so I am showing you all the types of sexual practices. I'm not saying these are good sexual practices and bad sexual practices. Do you understand? But some of them are not accepted. Do you understand? Because what? They harm people. It's not two people consenting to it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like the BDSM, I have to consent to it. You have to consent to it. That's when we now talk about are you dominant? Are you submissive? You understand? The man will not say, "Oh, I'm very submissive." That's when the woman will say, "What? You know what? I want to wipe you. I want to do this," and the likes. But in cases of this or rape, there is no consent. There is no, people have a fetish for raping. You know that. People do have. People enjoy taking people's power. It's a mental thing. But it's happening. And we feel the only way I will categorize something as a mental problem, it is when the other person is not consenting to it. And you want to force it on the person. And that's what is giving them the pleasure. What do you enjoy? You're having sex with somebody that is crying. That is crying. That is acting like you are killing, they want to die. Happy. And it's making you to call. Make it make sense now. But who am I to judge? Next. 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 So where to do what anal sex is? Anal sex is an act that involves the insertion of the penis into the anus. The most common sexual behavior among men who have sex with men is also practiced between men and women. Now let me dive in a little to this men who have sex with men. The reason don't call them gay or homosexual or anything, because this men who have sex with men, it's the umbrella. There was one time we carried out the research. 2 places where transactional sex happen so fast, easily and quickly. Who can guess? 2 places where transactional sex happens so fast, easily and quickly. Nope. Nope.
Church.
Sorry? Huh? Bedroom. No.
Office.
Nope.
Restroom.
Nope.
Garage.
Nope.
The car.
Nope.
Hotel.
Nope.
Dubai.
Nope. Number 1, the gym.
What do you say?
The gym.
Oh, the gym.
Yes.
But you don't have sex in the gym now.
Yes. They don't have sex there, but a lot of people there are selling themselves. Like that they're open to transactional sex. They are open to transactional sex.
You see them here.
So the whole idea, one house guys. The whole idea of the gym is what? We're all going there. One house. We're all going there to get a good body. These are people that don't want to go and do BBL, right? These are people that don't want to go and while working out. One house now. When we get to the gym, we're working out. Everybody is looking fit. Muscles are popping everywhere. There are mirrors everywhere. If you go to the gym, you always see that people work out and check out themselves in the mirror. I do my arms, I'm checking my bicep, triceps, I'm flexing everything. Me that I just start today. You're putting everything in my eye. You're squatting, you're doing this. What's my own? I have the body, you have the money. It's very easy.
Transacted.
And a lot of guys easily have this happen. Men who have sex with men. In the gym. Yeah. Then secondly is the spa.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the spa. Happy ending is very
Aesthetics.
common. And when I'm thinking about happy ending, it's not the happy ending we used to read or we used to see. When you ask, do you want happy ending? Or the usual happy ending, you know that they will just give you hand job till you come. No, that's not the happy ending. We're talking about actual sex. Happy ending where they would ask you, who do you want to give you the happy ending? Do you want a guy? Do you want a girl? What type of girl would you like to give you a happy ending? Yes. And the HIV prevalence, especially in Abuja, is increasing as fast. Because they will give you a happy ending the way how you want it. All you need to just is to pay the money. You will go for spa for 40k, you end up paying 300,000 rand. Because after they've done your home massage and everything, they will ask you, do you want happy ending? What type of happy ending do you want? Oh, this is how much I cost for happy ending. And you pay and move on. So anal intercourse has been one of the most stigmatized of heterosexual behavior, perhaps because it's associated with male homosexuality. But everybody is doing it, both male, both female. At the northern side, a lot of women practice anal sex. A lot of them practice anal sex. All those areas where virginity is like a serious thing, they practice anal sex because they're trying to keep their virginity. And I've also had focus group discussions with female sex workers. And a lot of times, 5 out of 10 times, they tell us that men these days are not looking to have vaginal sex because the vagina has expanded. Yeah. These are people. Do you know how many people female sex workers sleep with in a day? An average person, an average female sex worker that is having a bad day, she's sleeping with 5 to 9 people in a day. That is a bad deal.
We're no market.
Huh?
On a good day.
On a good day,